Stephanie Ricca with Hotel News Now, here today with Chris Silcock, Executive Vice President and Chief Commercial Officer of Hilton. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Pleasure. Thanks for the invite.
Now, data is a big deal in the hotel industry. In your role as Chief Commercial Officer, you deal with a lot of data and seeing those places where data can help move the revenue picture forward for a company, for a hotel. Can you talk a little bit about the priority that Hilton places on this and why?
Yeah, it was about 3 years ago that we decided that we needed to make a different level of investment in data. We'd always used data in revenue management, pricing, sales, how we do marketing, but the amount of data and the type of data that we were able to get access to was just exploding. So we had to take a very different approach. First thing we did, we needed some expertise. So we hired, I think, the first Chief Data and Analytics Officer across a hotel company. And then over the subsequent couple of years, we built out a team, now 150 strong, of specialists in data. Some of them hospitality too, but many of them not. We needed expertise in advanced analytics, data quality, data flow, how you control data, and then how you get the value out of it and push it back into the business to bring it to life. Not least to say, the investment in technology. So again, we'd always had big databases that were collecting lots of data, but now we have almost 1 billion data points a day that we're collecting across our business, flowing into a cloud-based big data environment that we can then use to piece together, start to understand trends sooner, provide back to our hotels, and in fact use real time to make better business decisions.
You mentioned trends, and that's a lot of data to wrap your arms around, your collective group's arms around. Can you share any particular learnings that have come out of this group of people who are focusing on that?
Yeah. Now, I mean, the biggest learning is with that amount of data, it's very hard for people to look at it. Right, it's almost impossible because there's so much. And that's part of the talent we recruited, those that can build advanced analytic models that will scour the data in special ways in order to turn up insights. And that could be anything from we use data now to real time change the content of an email you get based on exactly the things we know about your behavior in that moment and how others are reacting to that email. Or it could be, with all the customer comments we now have a natural language processing engine, which is reading up to 23 million comments a day in order to understand sentiment, and it can start alerting us to positive things in our business or opportunities that we wouldn't know about otherwise.
So machine learning.
Machine learning, yeah.
We talk a lot about personalization now in the hotel industry as companies and brands and people are trying to figure out what that will mean for the industry and for their hotels. How is Hilton moving toward this environment of really personalizing a guest stay by using data and also using that to eventually drive revenue?
Right. Personalization is used a lot, and how we've been thinking about it is there are several different stages and levels of personalization. So for example, one I mentioned, if we know you've been shopping and looking for a certain hotel, then the next time we engage with you in a certain channel, we want to present you with the relevant content that we know is what you're probably looking for. Second level could be, and we're doing this now, if you actually shop on our websites, then if you're an honest customer who we know likes this product, then we're going to make it much easier and quicker for you to book that, versus if you're a new customer, we may show a different set of products because we don't know what you may like. Through to now with our digital key and the ability to choose your room, customers can now select a favorite room in the hotels they go to. We can collect that data. We can start to understand, so if you're going to another hotel, what room may have the same attributes as a room you favorited, so we can recommend to you what may be the best room for you in that property. So lots of different levels of personalization, even through to providing much more contextual information to our frontline team members. We're not quite there yet, but we're trying to get to a stage where if you arrive and we should know that you've had a delayed flight or some trouble on your trip, we can understand that. So when we're standing in front of you, we can empathize and treat you in a way that will be more meaningful to you contextually in that moment.
How much of a role does loyalty and the loyalty program play in the future of using data to manage some of those guest attributes?
I mean, it's huge because it's the way we engage with our customers most and most frequently, and it's those customers we have the most trusted relationship with. And so loyalty customers, to some degree, more than others, they expect us to use what we know about them in order to improve their experience. We find that if one of our loyal customers we know something about them, actually it's a detractor if we don't use it to make the experience better. So, as you know, we've been on a journey to strengthen and increase the value customers get from being loyalty members, whether that's better pricing, access to choose your room from a floor plan, check in digitally, bypass the front desk, use your phone as your key, digitally check out, free Wi-Fi, and we'll continue to evolve the experience, and it's our loyalty customers where we can do the most.
Hilton recently launched a new brand, of course.
We did.
Tempo by Hilton. Can you give us an example of the role that data like this plays in a brand launch?
Right, and Tempo by Hilton, we launched last week in New York, and here at Alice we have, I hope you've seen, a great room built out downstairs and the food and beverage experience. And for those that have followed Hilton for the last few years will know that our growth strategy is organic. So we're either building new hotels in our existing brands, or where we identify a gap in what customers are looking for, we build out a new brand. And that is what was the genesis for Tempo by Hilton. We had a hunch from experience that there was a gap, which was a lifestyle brand, so elevated decor experience, but at a more accessible price point. And we used data to prove that out. So we spoke to over 10,000 customers. We harvest that data. We combine it with, as I said, the 20+ million comments we're getting a day from customers all around the world. And we identified there was a segment that we think were being underserved. We've named the segment because you have to. And we've named them the modern achiever, right? And they're looking for lifestyle, elevated experience, but they need it at a competitive price point. And that's what Tempo by Hilton is.
Let me close by asking you to look a little bit in the future. When we're talking about so much data, it's one thing to know what you can use it for today. Mm-hmm. What are you anticipating some of the ways that the hotel industry in general might be able to use data more day-to-day and seamlessly 5 years in the future?
Right. It's a tough question because it's evolving so quickly, and the data we're collecting now, there are so many uses that we haven't got to yet. But I think, the one thing that I'm most excited about is that once we get to the point where data is event-driven, i.e. it's reacting real time to how customers are behaving, then we're going to be able to use it in ways that are so great for the customer experience, so great for the owner because we'll get better utilization out of their product, and great, for Hilton to grow loyalty from our customers. And I think, when I look back, we have, a kind of generational opportunity. Very few times have people been in a situation where the maturation of, in our case, technology, has given us the opportunity to almost completely reimagine the experience. So we take physical, which we're in the business of, people serving people, we have been for 100 years. Now we have digital, this flow of 1 billion data points a day. And we're getting to imagine, how do you piece them together, not just in shopping and booking, which is the last 10 years, But for the next 10 years, it's in the actual experience. How do we use the data we collect from your entertainment preferences, or how you use your digital key, or how you engage with our team members, or what you drink, eat, how you get to the hotel? Didn't answer your question, because I think the opportunities are endless. I'd love to be able to tell you what they are, but we're going to discover them.
It's exciting. We'll meet back here in 5 years and talk about it.
That's right, yeah.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you.